PS4 will allow people to buy either digitally or at retail. What is the future that you see when it comes to digital distribution versus disc-based video games?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they can do that today, so we see that exact. It's really no change from what's happening today. People can download games today, full game. In fact, they can buy them at GameStop day and date today, and they can download full games at GameStop. They can even trade in discs towards buying digital content and full digital games that they can download day and date. There's not a lot of people that do that. So, you know, we continue to see it as people are going to make a choice. I think the one thing that they have to think about, and they do think about, is if they buy digitally, they don't get that residual value. And I think they think about that. So if it's the same price, they've got a decision they have to make. And then there's just the immediate gratification. You don't have to wait for the download to take place. So you can just start playing, put the disc in and start playing. So there's some benefits, but if the consumer wants to go digital, we're going to be there to sell it digitally. If the consumer wants to have disc-based, they'll be able to trade it in, be able to take it to a friend's house, do all of that. I mean, there are some things that are inherently simplistic about the disc-based. It's very simple to take it around wherever you want it. You can take it with you. All the things Jack said and got a really big applause for at E3 really apply to the disc. And so we think that that's what consumers are really do like, and they have that option today. So we think that some will continue to dabble in it, but we think the majority of sales are going to continue to be on the disc.
When you look back at the last few years, what have been the challenges that the video game industry has faced?
You know, I think the biggest thing that it's faced is a lack of innovation. I mean, how many electronic devices does anyone have that has lasted for 7 or 8 years? I mean, no phone is 7 or 8 years old. You know, no media player that we have is 7 or 8 years. Probably our TVs aren't even 7 or 8 years old. So when you stop and think about what they've done, it's pretty amazing that these devices that were created that long ago, with some upgrades, but really they're pretty well basically the same machine, continue to play great games. And I think developers have done a great job of trying to push the limits of the capability of the machines. But I think we've suffered from a lack of innovation. And you've had innovative products that are popping up, but all that's gone now because I think what we are doing is we are launching the most innovative CE product that's going to be out there this holiday season. And so now we're turning the table, and now we're going to have the most innovative product. So I think that's the biggest thing. You know, where innovation has come in is by making games more social. So innovation has come from the players themselves because, I mean, people who play games are incredibly innovative. And so they've made it innovative by the multiplayer aspect of it. So that, I think, has really kept it from falling further. But I think at the end of the day, it's all about innovation, and so we're finally bringing that back.
And moving ahead, looking ahead a few years, what do you feel the challenges will be for the industry as it transitions into next gen?
I think it's, again, all about it moving. How fast can we move from an innovation standpoint? I mean, everything's just moving very quickly. And so, hey, today we may want to think that it's a 10-year console. I think we just can't be dogmatic. We've got to be able to say, what does the consumer want, and let's give the consumer what they want. So we've never gone wrong by moving with the consumer. And so that's what you're seeing now in these console launches. That's why it's going to be the biggest in history. That's what it needs to be moving down the road. I think what we've got to do, though, is just be more attuned to what the consumer is asking for. And so maybe we're going to have to move quicker to get that innovation in here. But it's going to take some years, I think, for people to really push the limits of the capability that I see on the machines. So it's going to be really exciting to see you know, how that all comes together. And then the whole social piece is just going to grow.